only I had a better countdown. Oh, wait, I do.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
All right, welcome aboard, boys and girls. It's time for Sketching the Privateer. I'm your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well this Memorial Day weekend. Everybody ready for that extra day off, 3-day weekend? I will be working a little extra this weekend because somebody had plans and I have to work extra hours. So that ought to be fun. But I am going to see 2 movies this weekend, so it should be fun. I'm taking my mother to my buddy Chris got us tickets to go see The Last Rodeo with what is his name? Oh my gosh, let me look it up real quick. I'll show you the IMDb page. McDonough, is that his last name? The guy that was Damien Dark on Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow and all that stuff. I think his last name's McDonough. Hang on. I'll pull it up for you real quick. Anyway, a friend of mine, he follows Angel Studios. It's a religious-based movie studio. They're the guys that came out with The Sound of Freedom a couple of summers ago. Anyway, the new movie, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time Neil McDonough has been the main character of a movie. And this is it right here. Last Rodeo with Neil McDonough. I love this guy as an actor. He's really good. He's really good at playing bad guys. If you remember him on Yellowstone, he was just evil. But anyway, we're going to go see that on Saturday after I get off work. I just got done doing the yard and taking a shower and all that stuff a day early so that because I have to work most of the day tomorrow, but we're going to get off in time to go see it. My buddy got us tickets to it, so apparently he gets free tickets or something like that. Anyway, and then, of course, you guys know if you watch my channel, you know the movie I've been looking forward to all year, probably more than any other, and that's Mission Impossible. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I hear it's too long and all that good stuff. I'm still going. I'm a fan of the franchise, so I'm going. That's just the way it is. Let's see who's in the chat. Um, Vince puts so much stuff in here. I always have to find his tagline. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. He says, "Heidi ho, all you nerds and nerdettes out there. It's the hardest working wrench in the business. If you need to follow me anywhere, all the way different ways to support me and stuff, go follow me on all those links that he put in there." Also, we've got who else is in here today? Connie Cleary's here. Hey, how you doing? I saw you on Liquid Lunch over there. Good to see you. She says hi to everybody. And Juliet is here from the UK. She says good evening. It's good to see you. And Das Wolfen's checking in. I don't know if he's at home. Do you have a 4-day weekend, man? Did you go home today, or are you still at work finishing up on a Friday? It's good to see all of you guys. Let's see. Too many links, so be it. No more. No, that's not. You stop it. You know I appreciate it, man. It's just I have to look for your stuff. And Das Wolfen says no. 3-day. I am at work with nothing going on. Cool, man. All right. Well, I won't tell anybody if you don't. Anyway, yeah. So that's our plans for Memorial Day. Of course, Memorial Day. I'll probably, I'll be on Military Monday. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do a stream or not. They haven't told me any plans yet, but we'll see. I hope he does one, but who knows? Who knows what goes on? I don't know, but we will figure it out. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. Let's see. What do we want to do? I'll tell you what I wanted to do today. And that was I wanted to focus in on the Royal Fox character and let you guys know some of the. Well, first of all, I figured I'd show you some of the artwork that I've done on her while I read her origin story for you before we get started here. Give you a little bit of the lore of the comic book. Like I said, I've been coming up with this stuff for a long time. Let's see. There it is. Got my phone. I do want to share with you some pics. Let's see. We've got. I should have gotten this together, but like I said, Fridays. I'm so busy. I don't even know why I do this on Friday. Actually, I do know why I do it on Friday, because I need to keep my fingers in this book no matter how busy I get. That's why I do it on Fridays. Let's see. Let me scroll on over to this one here. And I will find the picture, my favorite picture of us from back in the day. And you'll understand more about why this character evolved into what it is. And no, it's not because I'm a big furry nut. That is not the case. That is not the case at all. It's just, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. When I was younger, the term for a gorgeous young lady was a royal fox. That is just the way it was presented when I was a kid to me by adults. So, yeah, that's why I called her that. And what's funny is, it really just, I don't think anything happens by accident. You guys know, I think things happen for a reason. And when I was coming up with the characters that I was going to use in this story, I wanted to keep them modeled after my own family members, because I dig hanging out with them and I wanted to do little tributes to them. And let me see. Let me go and bring this up real quick. This was at her. It was kind of funny. I got to tell you the story behind this picture, guys. This is from Rhonda's 20th reunion, I think it was. Was it her 20th? Yeah, I think it was from her 20th. This was a picture that we took. It was at the Petroleum Club, I think. It's one of the higher class clubs in downtown Shreveport, okay? And it was funny. They were doing pictures for folks, and I sat there and I saw where they were taking the picture at, and I looked over and there was a piano there, and I said, would it cost me any extra to put her on the piano? And the guy said no. And after we did this, a bunch of people started doing it. It was funny. But yeah, that's my leggy girl back in the day when we were first got together. Um, and you know that I think that was a New Year's Eve when I was off, one of the rare ones when I was off when I was a bartender. But as you can see, Foxy is exactly that. She is one foxy lady. And anyway, when I decided to come up with her character, these are the things I had to take into consideration. Okay, she's a nurse first of all, which makes her a healer kind of person, right? Let's see. Vince says, "Ooh la la, that lady isn't bad either." Let's see. Cool, cool. Connie says, "Let's see. What is? Oh, John says, "Oh, I am submitting my new manuscript to Bain Books to try and get published by an established sci-fi fantasy publisher." That's awesome, man. Go, dude. Go. You know, we're all trying to create something these days. And you know what? With today's tools, there is no reason why you can't go out there and do what you want to do. But anyway, I had to consider that she was a, you know, uh, a nurse. And look, she loves anything with witchcraft or magic. She loves that stuff. Some of her favorite her favorite show on television for a long time before The Walking Dead came along was Charmed. She loved Charmed. She had every season of it, you know. And you know, I'd watch it with her, 'cause even though I'm not a big fan of the show. Hot chicks will always get my attention. That's just all there is to it. But anyway, um, yeah. So I had to consider these things in making her character, and I decided to make her a fox mage. Well, how was I going to figure that out? I mean, she's not a furry, right? But she's a fox looking character. So uh, you'll understand more about it whenever I read you the origin story. I also incorporated one of my mom's favorite things, and one of my favorite people is based. The story is based on it, and that's Princess Diana, the late great Princess Diana, uh, Diana Spencer, before she married into the royal family. Um, Hot chicks in Charmed, that's debatable. Oh, really? Okay. Well, you know, I mean, I wasn't a fan of Prue. I called her Prude. Um, I really wasn't a fan of hers, but I am a big fan of the girl that plays Piper. And of course, you know, Alyssa Milano's easy on the eyes, even though she's kind of batshit crazy. But you know, let's see. How often is she watching The Craft? She likes that movie. She likes that movie a lot. Um, trying to think. But anyway, so what I decided to do was make her a fox mage. Now, the reason why I incorporated Diana, well, you'll see in the story. Um, let me go ahead and bring up the artwork real quick so that I can uh, play it for you while I'm reading the story, man, because I want to show you some of the artwork that I've done on it. And let's see, I got to get the Twitch stream going real fast. Where you at, Twitch? Here you go. And create. Cancel, create. Stream game. What's funny is I'm hitting stream game to do this. That's how you do it on the iPad. They have a new icon for art. That's pretty wild. They changed the icon up. All right. Here we go. All right. Start broadcast. Okay. So let's get this going on the Twitch feed. Should be going. Yeah, it is. And we'll make that full screen and get it up so we can put some. Stop it. You guys get your mind out of the gutter. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Right when I'm about to get started, the mascot of the channel shows up. You know who he is.
There are some who call me Tim.
Thanks for checking in, man. He says, I'm on lunch at work. Looks like everybody's at work checking it out. No background music for Sharking for Pearls. Good call. Need to get that going. Take me 2 seconds. I'm actually in here. Boom, 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 and boom, 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 boom. We're going to have to reshare this, though. Stop sharing, reshare, and get the sound going. Yeah, that'll be the way we do it. Let's see. Thank you for calling me out on that one, brother. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and hit shuffle and let her rip. There we go. Let's go ahead and skip one. So maybe we'll hear some stuff we haven't heard yet. Right? I think I can crank this up about halfway. It's not going to drown me out, is it? Anyway, this is my brother's band, Sharking for Pearls. This is his new album. It's called Astral Plane, and you can get it anywhere where you get your music, boys and girls. So you guys go check that out. Danny's been pumping out the albums. This is his fourth one in a little over a year. So you guys go check it out. By the way, no show this weekend on Sunday because he's in Jamaica, man. I think he's going to come back with a dreadlock beard. You know he's not going to have dreadlocks on his head because he has no hair on his head. But I feel his beard's going to be braided when he gets back from Jamaica, man. Down there with the Rastafari is what's up. You know? Let's see. He gives a thumbs up. Connie Cleary says, I wasn't a fan of Shannon Doherty. Me neither. I didn't like Prude. I call her Prude. I did like Rose McGowan though. She was cool. But she was a little bit, more chill than Prude. Prude wanted to be the boss of everybody. Yeah, I just didn't like her. I mean, I hate what happened to her. Nobody wants to see somebody go downhill that fast. But, because of illness and everything. But for sure, I was not a big fan of her on that show. Okay, so let's get this going here. What we're going to do is I'm going to get some pictures going for you of this one. If you're wondering what this is, I actually did some work on this. I tried to do some work on this in Procreate, but it's so pixelated, it wouldn't have done any good. Look how pixelated that picture is. I mean, if I zoom in, you can see the actual squares. And that's not what you want when you're doing work on one of these things. So I just used one of the minor coloring things that I have. I use several different programs to do this stuff, guys. But that was an AI picture. I wouldn't be producing that, publishing it, or anything like that. But the first one I did was this one. It was her portrait. And that is Foxy herself. I made it look like her. All I did was add the, you know what I didn't do, and I should have done? I should have put some whiskers in there. I put the dots and stuff in there, but I didn't put the whiskers. I got to add that to it, don't I? But anyway, I actually made posters of these at one point, and I had them to sell, and I made a big mistake. I went to a vendor show, and sure enough, I left them in my trunk a little too long, and they got wet. And so I ruined a whole bunch of posters, Let's see. Vince says Shannon was more tragic than sad. Same thing that happened to a lot of child actors, no doubt. Exactly, Connie says. And I think, Connie, correct me if I'm wrong, you're talking about her character and what I was saying. You mean say she's hip to be square? That's funny. Yeah, right. But anyway, let's go ahead and pull up her origin real fast. Hang on a second, guys. I've got all this stuff on file here. Hang on one second. Actually, I may have to pull it up on my phone and read it to you. Which I've got it on my phone. It's no big deal. She actually, is on the Privateers Facebook page. If you've never seen it, as a matter of fact, I think I'll just go there. I know I can pull it up fast. There. Let's see. Boom, boom. If you guys didn't know, and I'll show you that after we're done with this little video compilation of her. Let's see. Stop it. Switching to the Privateers page. I believe their origins are all pinned to the top of the page. The featured section. Like I said, the Privateer's got his own page on Facebook. It's a fictional character. And yeah, here it is right here. Here is the story. The Royal Fox's story. Let's go ahead and finish this video right here. Well, it's still got a little bit to go there. Excuse me. I should have brought my drink in here. Got something on the back of my throat. Anyway, let's go ahead and start reading this. It was November of 1981 when the new Princess of Wales, Diana, was taken on her first fox hunt by her husband, Charles, on a typical overcast Saturday in England. The prey, an exceptionally beautiful female fox, was given a good head start before the horns sounded and the hounds were released. Her horse was at full gallop, in no time trying to keep up with the prince. The hounds made for a tree-covered ridge a mile off. The royal party caught up with the dogs when they began climbing the ridge, weaving between the trees. It was then that she decided she would never do this again. Their quarry found, the bloodhounds delivered up to their name and devoured the fox. The grisly display made Diana sick. Charles, insensitive as usual, quipped about her weakness and escorted her back to the palace. She didn't sleep a wink that night. Okay, let me start another video here. This is how I incorporated Diana into the story. And I thought what I was shooting for was like a fairy tale atmosphere with her background story. I mean, if you've gone to the page, and I'll show it to you real fast. Hang on. Find my mouse. And actually, I'll find it over here real quick first and drag it over. If you go to my Facebook, well, actually, not my Facebook. I'll put the link in there for you in the chat. Hang on. Let me pull it up here. For some reason, my internet's dragging today. I don't know what's up with that. But, let's see, the Privateer. Here you go. What's up with that link? That's weird. Let's hit that. There we go. There it is. Okay. Copy. And we'll put it in here. Paste. Boom. There it is right there. That's the Privateer's Facebook page. There's the Royal Fox herself. Royal Fox watching while she works. Very cool. Everybody's saying hi to her. Don't blame Lady Diana. No, she has a big part in it. It's very cool. Royal Fox origin story is awesome, she says. Noted. Got it. Anyway, this is the Facebook page for the Privateer. I started it when I started playing DCO, and I put a bunch of pictures of him up there. And if you look on the in the featured portion and scroll over a little bit, you'll see that's the Privateer's origin story, right? A picture and his origin story. And then the next one over is the Royal Fox's origin story. See? That's what she looks like on DCO. So, anyway, the link is in the chat if you want to check that out. Connie Cleary says, nice. But anyway, yeah, you can go check out the privateer. I don't put much on there. I need to start putting links to this on there because it's not just for, like I said, I created it when I started playing DCUO. So, okay, so the next one I worked on was this, and we'll start that video as we continue to read. All right. Let's see. Okay, so she didn't sleep a wink that night. At the break of dawn, delirious from lack of rest, Diana went to the stables. She rode out to the scene of the carnage she had witnessed. Wanting to measure up to royal standards, she tried to swallow what she considered a bitter pill. The princess dismounted at the scene and found the tree at which the fox had met its demise. She knelt at the blood-stained grass and prayed for the poor animal's soul. As if in answer, she heard a faint whining noise. It was coming from a nearby tree. Curious, she listened and looked for the source. Between the largest roots, there was an opening in the earth beneath the tree. Something was inside the cubby. She timidly reached inside and felt matted, wet fur. She grasped the small animal. Much to her surprise, she had found a newborn fox. It fit in the palm of her hand. The fox must have given birth just before the hounds found her, Diana thought. She wrapped the newborn in a kerchief she had and made for the palace with haste. When she returned, only one of the chefs was stirring in the kitchen, beginning breakfast for the court. Lady Di inquired of him, "What can be done for this motherless fox?" The wise cook replied, "It's a double-edged sword, Mum. If we save it, it is destined to die in the hunt or live in the prison of a zoo. There must be some way of seeing she has a full and happy life." The princess pondered. The old man smiled and comforted. "If that is really what you wish for her, I believe I know someone who can help. Give her to me. I'll feed her some milk, take her home before lunch." "Will I see her again?" the lady asked. "If your main concern is her welfare," he answered, "the pup must leave this place or be doomed." Yes, Diana looked in the youth and put her head on. Let's see. I must have messed up something there. But anyway, she said, "See to her happiness." With that, she returned to her chambers. Yeah, I like to reread these every once in a while just to see if I need to do some editing. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Let's see. Yeah, this one's my favorite poster, she says. Yeah, I know you like that one. BS, she did something else in the stables. Well, if you know Diana, she had an eating problem and stuff like that. She didn't get much sleep. She had a lot of mental problems. She really did. Okay. The princess thought often of the baby fox she saved. Occasionally, she inquired with the chef about about its disposition. He only said she was safe and happy. The cook succumbed to pneumonia in the winter of '86. Diana, having become his biggest fan after the fox incident, gave his eulogy. 9 years later, Britain's greatest carnival entertained the royal family at Buckingham. Its tents, rides, and games formed a giant circle of fun on the grounds behind the palace. One of the attractions boasted Dr. Moreau's Anna people. Intrigued, Diana asked Charles to escort her to the next show. They had a dog boy and an elephant man, and the crowd was amazed by the makeup job and talent of the reddish-orange furred teenage fox girl as she performed her fan dance and magic show. Surely none of it was real. The carnival's proprietor, Max Ganges, led his troop through the receiving line before the evening banquet. When Charles introduced the fox girl to his wife, she bowed before the princess and said, "Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Uh, to what do I deserve such gratitude?" Lady Di asked the teen fox. She leaned in close and whispered, "You, I am told, are my savior." And we'll stop there and start another video here. Hang on. Yeah, that's kind of strange, huh? First time she met that girl, right? Let's see. Well, we'll go ahead and do this. No, we don't need that. That's a compilation one. We'll put this one on. Here we go. I like this one a lot. This is the family portrait. We'll put that one on. Okay. Like she said, you, I am told, are my savior. Diana was speechless. Surely it could not be. She immediately asked Charles to change the seating of the court's table to include the fox girl. Once traditions were recognized and the conversation started while awaiting their meal, the princess asked the teen fox to regale the group with her story. As she told it, the majority of the party made small jokes and innuendo as if the tale were fiction. Her tone suggested this as well, making it sound like a bedtime story. But Diana knew the truth and was captivated by it. She told of being found by a stranger and nursed to health. Though born of a wild animal, she only spent her first night in the wilderness. She spoke of every day being a blessing to her. At the age of 2 weeks, she was given to a witch, a good one, no doubt. The magic used was the magic user was sterile and unable to bear children of her own. She decided to try and transform the young fox into a human child. She had not the strength to complete the required ritual, though, and the result was what all of Britain now knew as the Fox Girl. The good witch decided that the carnival could hide her origin best. She lived among the carnies for years and taught the Fox Girl the healing ways of Wicca. When she had reached the end of her knowledge, she sent the young fox mage to her mentor to learn more. Her guardian also taught her languages and how to decipher ones she could not speak. Her human mother had passed away a year ago, she said. She continued her education to this day, she explained, as she smiled and regarded the eyes of Diana. Because the person who saved me wanted great things for me. I thank God every day for that stranger. Whoever it was, they gave me the greatest gift of all, life. Tears of joy rolled down Diana's cheeks as she giggled and reached across the table. The rest of the court was applauding what they believed to be a wild tale. The princess took the fox girl's hands and asked, "What is your name?" The fox girl replied, "May." "Thank you," Diana implored her. "No, Your Highness," she confided, "thank you." And that is the origin of the royal fox, boys and girls. Yeah, I tried to make it sound like a fairy tale, that kind of thing. I wanted to have that kind of flavor. So look for that in upcoming work that I'm doing on this thing. Of course, I'll have to tell her origin story at some point. What's going to be really funny is where you see her the first time. That's what's going to be funny. I don't want to give that away right now. Let's see. Oof. Every time I hear fan dance, I think of Star Trek V. Uhura was too old to do that. Yeah, you're right, man. She was. You didn't need to respell it. I know who you were talking about, man. Very cool. But anyway, what do you think? How do you like her origin story? That's what I was shooting for. I was shooting for a fairy tale type of thing. Yeah, I like the way it came out. But anyway, you're not going to actually see her in the comic book until, shoot, the third issue of it. She's not going to be in there till then. You're actually going to meet the daughter of the privateer and the Royal Fox, Regal Inferno, before you even meet her. So, but anyway, I just figured you guys would get a kick out of that. I wanted to do something a little bit more relaxing today. It's a holiday weekend. I did a lot of work on the yard today, so I figured I'd do that this week. I knew it was going to be busy today, so what do you think? Do you like that origin story for her? Should I tweak it in some way or shape or form? What do you think? Just looked it up. She was around 57 at the time. 57. Who was 57? Who was 57? Diana? She didn't make it to 57. I checked the dates and stuff, so your math might be off there. I made sure that her meeting Diana was way before she passed away. So, did you like it, Connie? Good. Okay. Oh, Nichelle Nichols. Oh, okay. Gotcha. She was 57 during the movie. Yeah, that's a little bit. Yeah, to do a fan dance. Yeah, that would be a little bit long in the tooth for that. The thing I don't like about these videos, it doesn't show you the detail that goes into it. You know what I mean? It's a little bit pixelated. Do you see all the dots and stuff? You know, you don't get to see all the details, but it's really for presenting, you know, the stages of the work. You know what I mean? But yeah, we've got origin stories for all of them. If you go to the Privateers page, like I said, let's see. Das Wolfen says, that is only a couple of years older than me. Yeah, right. He was talking about Augusta. Who's Augusta? No, he was talking about Uhura. Yeah, predictive text. Yeah, Uhura. Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead and speed through this, and I'll do a little bit more work today. And actually, I think I got some stuff to show you that I did while I was on Gary's show this week. We'll just speed through this real fast. Look at that, how fast it's going. It's just lightning speed. I really like the way Dave came out. That's Foxy's son, Dave. The guy with the beard over there and the fox ears. Oh my gosh, I was fixing to say, where'd the inks go? All I saw was colors. That's what's neat about this, though. See, once you turn the video off, then you can zoom in and see all the detail correctly, right? Let's see. Of course, it starts with a sketch, right? And then you add the colors. And then you got to actually go in there and do the whites. I mean, you could just make white the background, but you really want to just do actually, you don't do this stuff until you're done with the inks. You do the inks first, right? On top of the pencils. And then you add the colors. And if you look closely, look at her ears, you see the pencil marks and the highlights and the hat and everything. So that's where you add the white and clean all that up, right? Make it really bright. Bam. And I've got to go back on the portrait picture and put the whiskers. That just looks all wrong without whiskers. Hang on. Let's go ahead and fix that right now. Gotta fix that. Where is no, that's syrup. I don't want syrup. Bakersville. Okay, here we go. Let's see how we do with this. That looks good. If you want them to curl, you got to kind of slow down with it. You want some straight ones in there, but there we go. Now that looks a lot better. Like that. There we go. That's fixed. But what I was working on last week, I went ahead and finished. I did this during Gary's show. But last week I was working on this, torpedo and everything. Did my first sound effects right. Well, I finished this panel. I got the boat in there. And as you can see, there's just, small silhouettes of guys on the boat, right? And then you've got this panel here I started working on here. I'll have to turn the pencils on to show you exactly what it is. I mean, you can probably tell what it is from this right here. It's a guy firing an M16 from the back of the boat, okay? As they're ripping through the water there as fast as they can go. But what he's shooting at, as you can see by the sketch, is the helicopter. The hind helicopter that's bearing down there. And it's strafing. I put the word strafe in there, but I got to come up with a better sound effect, don't I? Something like, or brap. I think brap would be the coolest one. With a few B's in front of it. Brap. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Vince says the infamous Chinese torpedo. Yes! The Chinese torpedo. Yes. You think I should color it that way, man? Put all kinds of marks on the front of it and stuff? I mean, let's face it. The bad guy in this, and you guys don't know who the bad guy is yet. Let me go ahead and introduce you to the bad guy. I don't think I've talked about him that much. But you see where I'm at right now, though. I did a bunch of work on these two panels, and then I started on the middle panel. I've got to work on the helicopter next, and then we'll continue work on this one. This panel right here is actually a view. This is what the privateer's seeing from behind the pilots inside the Huey helicopter he's in. You see this helicopter just went on a strafing run, and it's peeling off. This one here, right? That's a big rotor right there. And they're actually looking at this. They're in that same place, but nobody can see them yet. And I'll explain that later. It's something I'm calling folding space in this story. It's a way they can monitor things without being seen, kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, that's the work I did last week. I finished up that one. Let me go ahead and turn that sketch back off. Yeah, I finished that one. And then I've got to put the helicopter in that middle panel. So it's coming along, guys. It's coming along. I'm done giving myself, deadlines and shit like that, because I'm just going to relax and do this. It's my passion project. I'm not taking any money to do this. When you guys want to see it, when I'm done with it, it's probably going to be a web comic, because I can't afford to print this thing. If I win the lottery, yeah, I'll print it. But before I print these, I'm going to have to do it as a web comic and make some money that way first. But anyway, let's see. Only saw him in his lair with the logo on the ground. Yeah. BRB, Connie says. Yeah, it's on the subscribe star. Hang on, let me pull it up real quick, guys. Hang on. Let me go ahead and kill the we're getting close to the end of the show here, so let's go ahead and kill the feed on Twitch. And then get this out of here and go to the subscribe star page. Let's see if it. Oh, really? I'm signed out of it. Hang on. Set off. Log in. This will just take me a second, guys. Hang on. Let's see. Email. Boom. Boom. And we will check the email for the password. Oh, really? You're making me log in here too? Great. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk about slowing me down. Not now. from authentication app. Oh yeah, shit. Sorry guys, I should have had this ready to go. But we will get there. Where's AOL? Boom. There we go. Okay. No. Backspace. Oh, God. Okay. Go away. New email. Subscribe star. Okay. Okay. So, if you look at, and by the way, if you want to check out everything I'm doing with the comic book, it's on my Subscribe Star page. You just have to scroll down to. I do announcements sometimes on here for my shows, but yeah, all the plotted pages are on here for issue 1 already. I've got to get the ones for issue 2 up here already, but this is the one that Vince is talking about right here. This is Communist Reign is the guy's name, and his headquarters, his desk is actually the head of the hammer on the hammer and sickle, right? So, let me blow that up a little bit if I can. Let's see. Download, view and download image. There we go. Oh, that's too much. Good Lord. There he is. As you can see, he's got a flat top haircut, right? His name is Ivan Rachmanovich. He's got almost translucent skin from being in a gulag for years, being away from the sun, right? So, yeah. If you guys want to check out what I'm doing with the comic book, the stuff that you're seeing me ink right now, I plotted this on the show years ago. So you can see all of that if you, well, you can see all of it on the playlist for this show. Live, or I recapped what I was doing during the week live. So you guys can check that out anytime you want to. But the Subscribe Star, it has all the origin stories of the characters on there. So if you want to read all that stuff, including the plot for the first issue of the Privateer, you can read all of that stuff for $1. And if you want to look at the artwork, like I was just showing you, it's $5. So you can go check out what's going on behind the scenes if you want to support it anytime you want to. I'm not offering issues of the book for that money or nothing. It's just if you want to check out the behind the scenes stuff, that's all it is. Let's see. Looks like oh, here we go. Outlaw Bill came in. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Haven't seen you a little bit. Good to see you. Let's see. Vince says, like the turtle at the hare, just without wascally wabbit. Exactly, man. Exactly. That's it. Yeah, I wanted to make look, guys, you're going to find out when you read the story of the Privateer. It's all based in my youth in the 80s when I was in the military. Everything you're going to see is old school stuff because kind of like Batman, he's going to try and deceive you by using this old, like his weapon looks like a flintlock, but it can rapid fire. It's got computer friggin' aiming and shit. Yeah, he doesn't mess with it. You know, he's got the best toys. So anyway, I figured you guys would get a kick out of hearing some of the other characters that I've got in this thing. Of course, there's Regal Inferno, the daughter of the Privateer and the Royal Fox. You've got American Fox, who's a veteran of wars, right? He's a young man. He's got the fox ears, right, and everything, but he's military, gung ho dude, you know. But anyway, you'll learn all about him as we go along. I'm enjoying the shit out of it, though. I enjoy. This is actually, if it takes off, if this really does well, then I will bring in the rest of the mythology universe. Now, what do I mean by that? Mythology was a league I was in on DC Universe Online. If you go through the playlist, you will see a reunion show of a bunch of us that used to play it together right here on this channel. During this show, we got together and we're talking about it. And we had a website at the time, and we all added our origin stories, and we did what we called an open role play, where as long as you didn't kill off anybody's character without telling them, without consulting them, because we used a lot of alts. We had my main character is the privateer, but I always tell people it's the privateer and his band of bitches, right? Because I got a bunch of female characters that run with him, but anyway, all of us did that. We all had alternate characters, and we wrote some, Infinity War level stories with these characters. And, I've got them all. I kept them all. And actually, the website that it was on, I can actually pay for like a month or so, or a couple of months, and you guys can actually gain access to it and check it out and read it. But if this takes off, I've already talked to a lot of the guys that were in that, and they've all said, yes, we'd love for our characters to be in there, so I might actually make a mythology book before it's over with. I'm going to start with the Patriot characters. The Patriot characters are the privateer and the privateer family, basically. Patriot stands for preemptive action, tactical response, intelligence offensive team, intelligence / offensive team. Patriot, that's what it stands for. And that's the privateer and his bunch, right? But if this actually, becomes a thing, if it does well, then if financially I can pay them a piece of the pie to bring their characters in, there's some great characters I could add to it, though. I don't want to say what they are because I don't want to give their stuff away, but there are some great characters, guys I used to run with on DC Universe Online. I can tell you the names of the characters. Saxon's one of them. He was the leader back then. Of course, Nock, you've seen him a lot on my streams, and he has great characters too. I mean, we had a ball doing that stuff back in the day when DC Universe was the first 5 years it was around. We really had a ball playing with it. But anyway, okay, boys and girls, it's about time for us to get out of here. Let me check the Rumble chat before I get out of here. It's just Vince today. Usually, Penguin will show up over there. I say Penguin, it's low spec Linux Gaming. Sometimes he shows up over there to say hi to me, just to test me on Rumble. But let's see, what are we saying here? Foxy Brown is already taken. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, it's good to see you guys. I'm glad you were here. Let me go ahead and let you know what's going on with the channel. Of course, check out all the links Vince left in the chat. That's all the different ways you can support me and follow me all over the place, man. I put this show out. I try and put all my shows out on 6 different platforms. Right now, you see it going out on YouTube, the big green play button, and X right now. There will be a replay at 3 o'clock on Facebook, Kick, and Twitch, because I have to replay it on Twitch, because Twitch was how I show you what I'm doing with the iPad. I broadcast on Twitch. So anyway, you guys know you're watching Sketching the Privateer. We do this every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. You guys come back and check out what I've done on the book so far. I'm doing a lot of drawing on other channels, so I'll have some work to show you next Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget, tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time, Das Wolfen will be off of work and playing Fallout, Tale of Two Wastelands, while Nock and Jed give him grief, and Martin as well. Gaming Night with John is on Pop Culture Minefields channel at 8 p.m. Central Time, so go check it out as he plays Fallout, Tale of Two Wastelands. There will not be a broadcast of the Brothers Hack the Matrix this weekend, because that guy on the left there can be only one, Highlander. He is right now watching me while he's on the beach with the Rastafarians down there in Jamaica. Jamaica, man. He's down in Jamaica, man. I'm sure he's having a cocktail with a Libby umbrella in it. But anyway, next week, and this is the music, his music is off the chain, as you can tell. He is getting down right now. You hear this? Can you hear that? Is that crazy? Wow. Anyway, We'll fill you in on everything that is the Clown Show of 2025 through today's headlines next Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Check out the Brothers Hack the Matrix every week. And then, of course, Monday, I don't know what the military show is they're going to be doing Monday, but I'm sure it's going to have something to do with Memorial Day. You guys check it out. We're going to be doing a drink and draw at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefield. That's where I'll do some work on the Privateer. So you guys come check it out, 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. And then, of course, Monday evening. Oh, wait a minute. I got ahead of myself. Where is he? My man, That 70s Rock Fans channel comes your way at 4 p.m. Central Time on Monday. And this Memorial Day, he's going to be talking about Rush from 1976 to 1977. That's the two albums, 2112 and Farewell to Kings. So you guys come check that out as he talks about Rush at 4 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel. Sorry about that. I almost jumped right over Brian's stuff. And then, of course, on Memorial Day, it's Papa Joe Gamer Before Dark, and we will be having part 9 of Mass Effect this Memorial Day. So you guys come check it out at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on Monday on my channel. And then 3 p.m. Central Time back over on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. It's another drink and draw as they do Colossus the Forbidden Project. It's a movie they really dig. So you guys come check it out as we talk and draw on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. And then it's to my channel for State of the Atmosphere, everything you need to know about the world of pop culture. Come check that out at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. If you missed this week's episode where we talked about the Memorial Day box office battle between Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible and a whole lot of other stuff, you guys go check it out on the replay, man. We had a good time on Wednesday. But you guys come check it out this Wednesday as we talk about more pop culture news and video game stuff on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And that brings us right back around to sketching the Privateer on Friday. So, for myself and Vince Womack, the hardest working guy in the business, the wrench that is the bestest, I want to thank you guys for being here. Let me see if he put it up here. I've got to scroll down. No, he hadn't put it in here yet. Yeah, he did. There it is right there. He says, cheerio, guys and gals. Stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourself a patriotic weekend for sure. Das Wolfen says, I am finishing the main quest of Fallout 3 and starting Broken Steel tonight. Nice. Don't forget that. 8 p.m. Central Time over on Pop Culture Minefield's channel. Don't miss that. Juliet says, see you everyone later. Good to see you, young lady. No show on Monday. I don't know which one he's talking about there. Military Monday, no show? Okay. I hadn't heard that, but I guess they're... I'm not over there all the time, so I guess that's probably the case. If Vince usually doesn't speak out of turn, so I guess they're not having a show. Let's see. Been waiting since Wednesday for Colossus. Yeah, they had to back it up a week. So we'll be doing that on Wednesday during the drink and draw then. Okay, boys and girls, it's time for me to get out of here. I got to get ready for work. I want to thank you guys for being here. And until we see you again, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless.